archivists, y'all. Exclusively interviewing Kid Capri. And who is Mr. Trick of all trades, the classic, the legendary Kid Capri? Yes, yes, y'all. To the beach, y'all.
Going real far back, brother.
And let's go way back to playing the drums at 4, DJing since 8, the name Kid Capri on the sweatshirt at age 12, on the wheels of steel with them milk crates. Let's hear your start. It's that doctor.
I mean, yeah, I was young. I was 8 years old, standing on a milk crate, DJing and trying to be better than the older dudes that was around. I had a mixer with no headphone holes, so that's what made me good. That was about it. And just from there, just gravitated.
And since the foundation of hip-hop culture, tell us about your favorite eras and what they did for these times in history.
I mean, every era was my favorite era because I learned different things, through each era. My absolute favorite era, I think, was probably when I was a kid watching, the birth of it, watching dudes like Cold Crush and Fantastic and Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five and, Treacherous 3, all those dudes, watching them become famous and seeing, crowds going crazy for them and seeing them coming from nothing and then becoming something and laying the groundwork for dudes to do what they do now. And, that definitely was a special time, my whole music thought process. But the real big era was the 90s, of course, because in the 90s, we got a little bit more freedom to do what we wanted. You know what I'm saying? More than in the 80s and the 70s in music. So, right now it's cool too. I like what's going on now. I think 90s was the most powerful though.
And tell us about Kingsbridge Heights Community Center, putting it down with Chief Rocker Starchild, and then on to WBLS.
Kingsbridge Heights Community Center was a old 50th precinct, my old block. And they turned it into a spot that took care of kids and, had a gym in there and, they used to have games in there and just different things they used to do for the kids. And at nighttime, they used to have the women that had been raped being counseled. So all this was going on in this building at 7:30. Well, from 9:30 to 12:30 on Friday night, they used to throw parties for the little kids. And then leave them and go and play in the after-hour spot with all the drug dealers and crazy people. But that's what got me known, Star Child, rest in peace, and it started from there. But Kingsbridge, that was definitely our little spot. That was our spot on Friday night. We had nowhere to go. That was our club. So I remember one time I brought Busy B and Red Alert there, and seeing them, it was like seeing two superheroes coming to the spot. The kids was real happy. They came and performed. Red Alert DJ, Busy B did a suicide joint. We videotaped it, and everybody was happy about that. Then right after that is when I started getting known. Right after I left there, I started getting known with the mixtapes, being in the SNS Club, being with Star Child. And from then, rest was history.
And the prime minister of mixtapes, 5 or 6 tape decks, right in front of Willie's Burgers, being the first to play Protect Your Neck. Share the Evolution, Get 'em While They Hot, $20, the rarest tape to cop.
Yeah, that was like a phenomenon back then because I didn't know they were going to be as big as they got. But I was sitting on the street corner selling them. And they were, I would come out with 100 tapes. In an hour, I would have them sold $20 a piece from the start. Even when people didn't know who I was, they would ask me why would they spend that much money on my tape. As soon as they played the intro, they came and bought everything I had. So I knew I was on to something. Then I heard all these cars going by with my tape playing every car. When I heard the cop car and the Mr. Softy truck, then I knew I landed. So, after that, my first album deal came, my first radio deal came, then Def Comedy Jam came. My first tour came. And then from then on, I just levitated, kept going, and started a whole trail of what DJs do today. When I was doing it, when I started doing it, DJs wasn't getting paid or having a manager or, they followed the whole trend of how I swagged it up and how I did everything with the mic, talking on the mic and, being the first to have the album and first to be on talk shows and first to blow up on that type of status with just mixtapes. First to get on the television show by myself with a comedy show. and last 16 years and it'd be a hit show. So it was a lot of things I did first early on. And it just set the trend for what everybody's doing right now. How you know about that?
Got the homies, the classic OGs that told me about renting the cars. Let us know about
I
it.
used to rent the cars before I bought a car to get around. When I first started playing on the radio station. I didn't want to own a car yet, so I just rent them. And then when I got I remember a girl named Yvette. I think that was her name. She gave me her car for like 8 months. Black Jetta. I was driving that. Then a little bit later on, I went and bought my first car, which was a Blazer. I bought a Blazer.
Chevrolet
Blazer, yeah. I bought a Blazer. After I got my Blazer, I got my Jaguar. After that, I got my first Navigator, then my second Navigator, then my third Navigator. And, you know, other cars.
And share about being on MTV Raps, EPMD, the crossover.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the joints. That was one of the many. You know, it was one of the records I was shouted out on. But there's so many videos I've been in, so many records I've been mentioned in, and so many records I produced that a lot of people don't know about. You know, it's a lot of work.
And being Rakim's DJ, 2 tour buses, 5 times Platinum Grammy Award with 45 King on the Hard Knock Life. Roughly 250 shows a year. It's the soundtrack to the streets.
That's the soundtrack to the streets. Yeah. Classic album right here. Yeah, I worked hard on this album right here. It's my old block, Kingsbridge. Did our thing on this.
Anything you can tell me about the evolution of your touring?
I mean, that's second nature to me. This is what we do all year, every year. You know, we go all over. In the height of when I started really sizzling, you know, we was on the road constantly. So I bought 2 tour buses. It was just too much traveling. Now it's a little bit more settled down. We do weekends. You know, sometimes we might go out on a 2-week stretch or something like that, but most of the time it's the weekend. And with the evolution of Serato and all these DJs out, you know, you're up against a lot of different people. That's why when you come and perform, it's got to be top notch. So this way that you stay in the people's mind and want to even have you, to even want to spend the money to have you. They can go and get a $300 DJ. Your show may not be the same, but, you know, you get what you pay for.
And starring in Who's the Man?
I didn't act in it. I was on the radio station at the beginning of the movie. I
Okay.
did that. But I acted in a movie called Get Together. I also did a movie called Fly By Night. I was in the show. They talking about doing another Get Together, part 2. You know, and then we doing a documentary we've been doing for like 5 years on me, called The Craziest Kid. We piecing it together. So it's you know. And then my show Master of the Mix, this, you know, we're in our 3rd season right now. You know, we started to tape in January. First 2 seasons on BET, the seasons on VH1. So, you know, we're gonna see what happens with that.
And production, from your creative process, working with track masters, working with Big L, Big Pun, BDP, KRS, from Outta Here, Nothing But Love with Heavy D, this joint right here, your inspiration and vision from making these bangers, and any times you want to share about our fallen soldiers.
Yeah, I remember doing 2 records on this album. I did Brown Skin Woman, and I did Stop Frontin' on here. This was hot. This whole album was hot. Boom Bap album.
And I got to add you to that from the KRS interview, signed by DJ Premier, KRS, and yourself.
Yeah, man, this is dope. But yeah, that is so many people. Jay-Z, Trackmasters, LL Cool J, Cameron, Jermaine Dupri. I just recently did Madonna. Who else? Nori, Camp Low. Of course, Biz. Well, there's a lot of people. The Rangers, Busta Rhymes, Nas. You know, go on and on. There's a lot of people.
And your inspirations on the creativity, making your music.
My inspiration.
Yep.
What inspires me to make music?
Yes.
I mean, it's like a 6th sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I'm made of. I don't know nothing else. So what might be a big deal to somebody else, I may look at not as minute, but not such as a big deal as they do, because it's just a second nature to me. This is what I've been doing all my life. It ain't, you know, So every time I see a crowd going crazy, that makes me want to go crazy, make them crazier, and make them crazy and be hotter. And I like that. When I'm making beats, it's the same thing. I'm trying to make the best thing I can make to make them get that same reaction back.
And growing up, who was your idol, and how long did it take you to master the tricks on the wheels of steel?
I only had one idol, and that was James Brown. If you ask me who my hip hop idol was, I don't know, a whole lot of them. Starting with Grandmaster Flash, and a whole lot of them.
What kind of books do you like to read?
I don't read a lot. I don't read a lot of books. I have a lot of books. I have all the books, all the ones that you really need. I have them all. Sometimes I go through them, but I be so much into my music thing. You know what I'm saying? So unless I'm on an airplane or something like that, I might read every now and then, but not a real big reader.
And your best times on Def Comedy Jam, you like to share?
The whole time I've been there.
And No Kiddin' Records, newer mixtapes, The Whole World of David Love, Craziest Kid, your tequila brand, Master of the Mix, hip hop honors. Many times, what does it take to be the best? I love your mentality.
I don't ever say I'm the best. I don't ever think I'm the best.
Okay.
People may say that, but I don't ever. I say I'm the world's greatest. But the world's greatest means different than saying you the best. The world's greatest, and my interpretation of what the world's greatest for me means is the accomplishments I made throughout my whole career and what I did to move a whole nation of DJs, to make them see what I seen, to make them look at it the way I look at it. Before me, they didn't look at it like that. They just did whatever. There was DJs that wouldn't touch a microphone. Now they do. And when they did touch it, it didn't sound right. Now they do. So pretty much that's it.
And touring with Sean Combs for the Family World Tour, LL Cool J, Aaliyah, Busta Rhymes, Lil Kim. List goes on. The largest crowd you've ever rocked. And your party with Donald Trump.
Did a party in Donald Trump's house. Me and Puff and the Williams sisters, tennis girls. We had to do a benefit at Donald Trump's house one time. That was pretty hot. But I was more impressed with doing a party with Martha Stewart than Donald Trump. There ain't too many people that could say they did that. Matter of fact, there ain't too many hip-hop people besides my man and brother 45 King that could say they produced the record for Madonna. So I did a lot of good stuff. I'm a Grammy Award producer. If I never did it again, I already did it. So, got 2 hit TV shows. Legacy is pretty good.
And the largest crowd you've ever rocked?
Maybe 50,000. About 50,000 people. But I rock crowds 20, 30, 40,000 every night on different tours. So it's always, those big crowds. But my whole thing when I get to those shows is my attitude is I don't care who's on the show and how big they are. I'm trying to stomp them out. I'm trying to be the best thing on that stage. I'm trying to be the one you talk about out of everybody. And every tour I've been on, it pretty much been like that a lot. It been like that a lot, where I leave a scar on that tour. They know that, I watched artists come out 45 minutes, an hour after me just because they want the crowd to calm down from this pandemonium I brought to them. And they want that same thing. So they had to follow that. And I watched people, big names, do that. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's not something I pat myself on the back for, but I kind of am because I do it as a DJ. It never been done before. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to handle up to somebody that sells 3 platinum albums and I'm able to get the same response, if not better, that's an accomplishment. That, you know what I'm saying? That's a good thing. You know what I mean? And, so that's I always think about that. And that's what makes me keep doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? As hard as I try to do it.
And the best hip-hop memory you've been part of or contributed to?
Shutting the garden down for Aaliyah.
And any new projects coming out that we can know about from No Kidding Records?
Yeah, I'm working. I'm working on my track, working on music, working on stuff, trying to get everything together. Got that going. We about to take the TV show. That's working. Got an endorsement with my company called Base Nation, where we putting out these radio. Well, it's not radios. It's if you remember the old school boxes, we making them for the we made it for the iPods and the iPhones and stuff like that. And they got a lot of bass in it. It's real strong. It'll sound real good, and you can stack them up. So you're gonna be singing that. I invented some headphones that I'm putting out. Doing that. Doing the endorsement deal with Smirnoff. So I got a lot of things, in line for this year.
And you have anything to say to Canada?
Yo, yeah, I got a lot of love for Canada, man. Let me tell you something. I've been everywhere in Canada. Let me listen to the names. Let me see. Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa, St. Catharines, Vancouver, of course, Windsor, Quebec, Nova Scotia, Edmonton. I pretty much know a lot of names, right? I've been to all these places. It bugged me out when I was I've been in Alaska before, so it's the same thing. In Edmonton, it stayed daytime all day. 3 o'clock in the morning, it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, Canada's live. And I used to go to Toronto a lot. I used to be in Toronto doing a lot of shows. And they always showed a lot of love, man. I don't go to Toronto as much as I used to. Last time I've been to Toronto was when we did Manifesto. Me and Rakim went up there and shut it down. It's on YouTube. Check it. But that's pretty much the last time I was here. And so I guess I gotta get back to Canada some more. Y'all gotta do something about them borders though, man. Them borders. See, here's the problem with the borders. Is that it's understood that, you can't just let anybody in the country. Anybody, there's people out there that, there's a lot of bad people out there. So they try to get their way out, and that's understood. But when you are artist, or when you somebody that's coming to work and you're hired to work, to come to a border and have to sit there 3 hours, 4 hours, knowing that you have to do a sound check, knowing you have to get dressed, you have to eat, then got to go and do a show, you know what I'm saying? Then leave the next day. It's like, it's too much. So a lot of artists don't like to come to Canada because of that. And then this is hip hop. So a lot of artists got records and they've been locked up before, and things like that. So, but I'm talking about the ones that straight like myself. I ain't never been locked up, so I shouldn't have to go through all that. So this time was the easiest time me and my man Jim had at the border. So Vancouver, love y'all for that. And that's it. But if that was the ease down a little bit more, I'm sure y'all get a lot more people up here to do things a lot more. You know what I'm saying? But y'all got your own hip hop scene. Y'all got your own artists and your own people. I heard a lot of people today in Jay's car.
Van City Giants.
Yeah, the Van City Giants joint.
Right here.
This joint right here. Pretty hot. A lot of good things on there. And then I also see the baseball card. So y'all doing your thing out here, man. This is what I'm talking about. Like, y'all don't really need us to come up here. y'all got your own little circuit. But, we like coming. You know what I'm saying? It's a different country. And, it's hip-hop, so we supposed to be here doing it. You know what I mean? And we go through our little things at the border for y'all. We want y'all to know that. We do go through our little bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But especially the artists that continuously come to Canada. You could tell by their passports how many times they've been here. So from that alone, it should ease off. But other than that, I have fun up here, man.
Your favorite place to tour?
I don't really have one.
Okay.
Been everywhere.
Okay. And you got any shouts?
No Kidding Records, Asti Management, Canada.
And shouts to Kid Capri, Christy, Jay Swing, those MFs. And this is the Archivist, and you already know the name, y'all.
Know what it is.